Hi, this is Pat Fraley, purveyor of Duck, Doug, and Villain voices. And you're watching Altered Geek.
Get altered, get geeky, it's a wild ride. Join the discussion, let's dive into
Hello and welcome to Altered Geek. I'm your host, Steve Megatron, and joining me on this adventure into geekdom is TFG and Mike.
Oh boy. I don't want the tip anymore.
Mike is sad. Sad panda.
Yeah. There's just way too much going on in this world, folks. And we've got 6 things plus a few other things we'll talk about tonight.
So yeah, like a lot of stuff going on in the geekdom sphere as of late.
Yep.
I don't know what you've been doing, but I've been kind of trying to keep up with some of the news. I've been also watching some shows. I guess before we get into any of the kind of news, I started watching Stuart Saves the Universe.
Yep, me too. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, me too.
So we'll discuss that later.
Yep.
Had a couple of notable celebrity deaths this week too, which is,
oh my God, they're coming out of, I don't want to
dwell on it, but
it's something I don't want to dwell on. I don't mean to say this to be funny, but it's like, oh my God, they're coming out of the woodwork. I swear. Every morning I've woken up this week, celebrity death, celebrity death, celebrity death. I'm like, wow, 2026 is rearing its ugly head and taking everybody. Like literally everybody. From Hayden Panettiere from Heroes to the drummer from ZZ, Frank Beard, the drummer from ZZ, I think he was the drummer from ZZ Top. Just everybody,
Ben Jones, the actor from Dukes of Hazzard, Christy Knowings from All That.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just this year sucked as far as that stuff. Lost like Catherine O'Hare, lost James Vanderbeek, lost.
Now you're reminding me of the whole year. It's only August. It's the middle of August, people.
Well, and then Hayden was only 36, which is nuts.
I didn't even think she was that young. I thought she was a little bit older, and I hadn't even really paid attention to her since Heroes. But damn, man, wow. It's crazy. It
really is unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they putting in the water? Like, I don't know. But yeah, it's sad either way on that front. I know she did Heroes because I watched that show. Yeah. She did Scream 4 and 6 and then was in, there was Nashville was the other show.
Yep. Nashville. Yep.
Anyways, yeah. So I saw that this week and then had fun watching the Hugh Jackman video of Ryan Reynolds peer pressuring him to do a video because of D23.
D20, yeah, dude. The news out of D23. Oh my God, everything. We could do a whole show just on that. Yeah, D23 this year was awesome. It was such a good show. I honestly think D23 was better than San Diego Comic-Con. As far as the actual show goes, I just think it was a better show. And just, man, it was just so fun paying attention to that news and getting to see those clips. It was just so cool.
Well, and then we got, at D23, we got for Marvel Studios, we got the MCU X-Men film cast reveal.
Yep.
A lot of people I didn't know who they were.
Same.
We had a few that have been in other things. They don't ring a bell for me. It's the younger crowd, so I don't know who they are.
Yep.
So we got our new Professor X, we got our new Cyclops, Jean Grey. Sadie Sink was in Spider-Man Brand New Day, which I saw that. We got our new Rogue, which is from that Obsession movie. We got Storm, we got Emma Frost, and then Mr. Sinister, which is Kylo Ren himself, Adam Driver.
Yes.
So
That tracks.
yeah, so that I was like, okay, they're going a different direction. I'll be interested to see what they do with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there was that. Then we got new trailer footage featuring Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. We got some Chris Evans. We got some other stuff in there. We got a little bit more of Doom's backstory, and he's arguing
Yep.
with Reed Richards, and then
Mhm.
just thrashes Thor, and
Yeah.
then brings the Sentinels back. And I
Mhm.
was like, okay. And people are like, why do they keep doing the Mr. Worf thing to Thor? Like, they take their strongest guy, and then just to show how powerful X villain is, that, episode or movie, they like knock him on his butt or knock him out, or whatever. Uh, which they did that with Thanos, and I would argue Thor is 10 times as strong as he was during that.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of evolved, and in this he even has like almost a different color of lightning later on in some different clips,
Yep.
which almost puts him on like god tier, like Zeus.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of wondering where this is going to go. Like, I think he's going to get his butt handed to him early, and then he's going to come back later with like almost like Infinity Stone power after Doom. But
Yeah.
it's definitely like interesting seeing him getting his butt kicked. And then of course Disney Plus released their list of essential projects to watch before Doomsday.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was very interesting. I thought
and
that was cool. That's the
I'll
only interesting part about it.
I'll list those movies because I found it interesting, the ones that are, considered must watch
Yeah.
to understand Doomsday, which some people are like, I don't know, I can't watch 15 movies. And I'm like, I've seen most of
Uh-huh.
these, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
impact me. So like they start off, the first one is X-Men,
Yep.
X2, Captain America, the First Avenger, The Avengers, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Loki, Shang-Chi, which I don't really care to watch, Spider-Man No Way Home, which tells me more Spider-Man, and it's,
Mhm.
breaking the multiverse. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, didn't see that one. Captain America, Brave New World, didn't see that. Deadpool and Wolverine, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thunderbolts, didn't see that, and the Fantastic Four, didn't see that. I'll probably see Fantastic Four just so I kind of get the gist of like the Fantastic Four family just going into
Mhm.
this. But I'm kind of interested to see what they do
Mhm.
in this movie.
I think the reason why they're saying watch Shang-Chi is so you can understand that character because
Yeah.
he's going to be in it. I think that's the only reason why they said that. Um, yeah. I mean, yeah, no, I like, and other than that film order, and other than the trailers that we've gotten, and whatever little bit of lead up that we've gotten to Doomsday, any other analysis or any other anything about Doomsday or Secret Wars, I've watched other people's like uh, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, reels, doom scrolling, whatever accounts I've come across of people trying to figure it out or trying to explain the mythology of and where it could potentially. I'm like, I respect those people and their content that they're doing, and that's fine. But I don't care because I just want to learn about it from the Marvel Studios point of view. That's all I want to know. Like, that's fine. If I have to if I have to rewatch those films, which I'm probably going to do anyway, most like at least Endgame, to do a refresher, and whatever the special version of Endgame is going to be leading up to it. I mean, I'm just excited to see Doomsday, even with the, just with the trailers that they've released as of now. I mean, hell, all it really took was some guy in a green costume with a silver mask showing up to a Comic-Con, taking off that mask, and holy shit, it's Robert Downey Jr. Like, really, when we first got that reveal, I was like, okay, Doomsday, I'm in. And then I don't know how they're going to do however their version of Secret Wars is going to be, whatever that, because Secret Wars to me is Spider-Man and everybody else from when Spider-Man the animated series did it way back in the 90s. But you know what? I'm here for whatever Marvel's going to do with the major characters.
Well, and then plus, they also revealed something cool. We got, I finished watching X-Men 97 season 2, which was great. We got some footage of season 3. They had Vision Quest trailer, which I gotta be honest, I was quite intrigued and I'm interested.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that. Ultron, I told you, human avatars only. I love that. I thought that was great. Because they want as little to no special effects on that show as possible, apparently. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just assuming that, so I'm probably making an ass out of myself.
Well, and it's kind of cool in that sense because they're allowing the actors, but I think it's totally save some money.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm excited for it because you get to see Ultron, but then it also has this other caveat to it. It makes you wonder if Ultron didn't die in Age of Ultron, but was absorbed by Vision and locked away. And with the Infinity Stone gone, it took the filter out.
Oh, yeah. I think that's what happened. Yeah.
So you have all these different AIs like fighting for dominance in one body. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to say something really quickly about the whole other thing is that I see going around online about now that Doomsday is coming. It's been coming. It's on its way. It'll be here December 18th. We probably have something like 4 hours or 40, whatever the hell, the 4 months, whatever the time clock is at now. Well, the other thing I've been seeing online is that, we now know that it's going to be Doomsday, but here's what it could have been if Jonathan, whatever his name, didn't do the stupid thing that, the stupid criminal thing that he did, or if Bo DeMeo didn't get whatever Bo DeMeo did or didn't do with X-Men 90. Like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, oh my God, can we stop talking about what didn't actually happen? Like, what could have been? What could have been is never going to be. Like, that's just not a possibility anymore. So, like, what's the point of bringing up the failed potential that was the Kang dynasty of whatever the original plan was instead of Doomsday? Like, that there's no, like, I understand people might want to talk about it, but now that we are at the point of where, what is it, August, September, we're 4 months away from Doomsday. To me, there's really no point in talking about a failed plan that is not going to come to fruition at this point. But again, me and my doom scrolling on these social media apps, I run into these videos where these people are talking about, this is what we could have had if this person didn't do something stupid, or if this person wasn't this monster, or if this person wasn't this or that. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not what we're getting. Why focus on what we aren't getting? Why not focus on what we are actually getting? People just confuse the hell out of me.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like yeah, I don't know.
I love the new thing on Instagram where they're like, "Oh, would you like to either and mute or block has always been a thing, but now it's like, are you interested in this channel or not?" I'm like, not interested. Like, if I watch something and it's like, eh, not interested, just hide, whatever, go away, you bother me. Uh, the other thing at D23, they showed. I absolutely love this. Of course, we had to have. I mean, I didn't really catch the Incredibles 3 stuff. I need to go back on YouTube and catch that, but there was some Incredibles 3 stuff there. But the one thing I did catch, because I am a huge fan, we had Mr. Blue Punch Buggy himself. We had Stitch show up, and of course, Stitch did his thing, and I don't know what he was pulling. I couldn't tell what he was trying to pull off his wrist, but he pulled this thing off his wrist, and we had this giant pink glow. And Angel is going to show up in Lilo and Stitch 2 coming in summer of 2028. So we know the next live action Lilo and Stitch movie is coming in Lilo and Stitch 2 2028. So very excited for that. But yeah, no, D23 this year, I think, was an absolute success.
Yep, and I think that it was definitely worth the hype that went into it. So
Definitely.
yep. So going into this, I mean, we're going to be covering quite a few different topics. Some of them YouTube related, some of them not, some of them different media services, franchises, and people.
Yes.
So
Lots of
YouTube
stuff. Yeah.
announced their plan to count public views across YouTube.
Yes. So I don't remember how I saw this, but maybe it was a notification in YouTube Studio. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but it says, "Hi everyone. Last year we updated how we count public views for shorts to better capture how viewers watch on YouTube. Now we're aligning all our other video formats to this same standard for consistency across the platform. Beginning on August 24th, 2026, a view will be counted the moment a video begins to play." Why they didn't do this in the beginning 20 something years ago in 2005 is beyond me. "From the very first frame, the standard will now apply globally across all formats. Historically, we've used multiple view counting systems across different formats. However, we've heard that creators want to eliminate this metric confusion and accurately understand their true exposure, which is why we're making this update. Impact on YouTube analytics and performance metrics. We'll keep the original view metric called engaged views in YouTube analytics. Advanced mode so creators can see how many viewers chose to continue watching their video. Impact on monetization. The change will not impact creators' earnings or how they become eligible for the YouTube Partner Program. Creator earnings will continue to be based on engaged shorts views and engaged watched hours, which you can view in YouTube Analytics Advanced Mode. There is no change to YPP eligibility. YPP entry requirements will also now be referred to as qualified shorts views and qualified watch hours. Previously, valid public shorts views and valid public watch hours. From 8/24 onwards, you'll start to see the new view metric applied wherever views are shown on YouTube, which means creators will likely see their total view counts increase faster moving forward. We hope that having a metric parity across all formats gives creators a clearer picture of their overall exposure and makes it easier to confidently express their true scale and value to brand partners and sponsors. Feel free to check our help center, yada, 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 yada. Like I said in the middle of this, why they didn't do this years ago is beyond me, but thankfully they've done this now. So basically, the main takeaway here is that they are aligning all other video formats to the same standard for consistency across the platform. That the view counter will start as soon as the video starts playing. That should have always been the metric. Like, I've never understood why the view counter, you had to wait whatever I don't even know what the timer was, 15 seconds, 1 minute, whatever. You had to stay on that video for the view to count for the creator, however long you had to stay on. I've never understood why it had to be like, I'm not gonna, like, let's say I have a 5-minute video about a Funko Pop or whatever. I'm not gonna click off the video 2 minutes in, or like, if I'm, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. But yeah, YouTube changes for the better. Finally. Thoughts?
So yes, we have that. And then,
Yeah.
and then of course, you posted this one about the tipping culture, which
Oh,
I
God.
do agree.
Okay, so I posted 2 Instagram links. They're to 2 videos, 2 separate videos. One is the video about Shake Shack, the big Shake Shack tipping thing. So there was a couple that went, and thank God, I've never been to a Shake Shack. There are no Shake Shacks here in Anderson, Indiana, where I live. But this couple went to Shake Shack. They were at a kiosk, and this is going to be key for later. They were at a kiosk and they went to order a couple of shakes. I forget what size they were, whatever. I don't know if it was large, medium, small, whatever. But they ordered shakes, and it went through the whole process, and it went to the point of, oh, would you like to tip? And they said, no tip. They are standing in the Shake Shack restaurant at a kiosk. They are not interacting with an employee. They are not asking for anyone that works at the store's help. They are interacting with a computer. They said no tip. And they said continue to check out. A pop-up came up. Uh-oh, your total has been updated to reflect, or whatever it said about the fact that you gave no tip. It adjusted the cost of their items 50 cents higher than what it was originally when they added them to the cart. Who's that 50 cents going to? Where would a tip go if you're using a kiosk? That makes no sense to me. The second video that I posted, that hopefully all this will be in the show notes in the post, is about a guy who went to whatever restaurant it was, and they ordered food again from a kiosk, and again said no tip or something. But where would the tip be going if you're not interacting with? And I've never understood this. Like, I don't think in my lifetime I've ever given a McDonald's worker a tip. Like, I've never done that ever in my life. McDonald's, Burger King, like any of the restaurants that are either drive-through or dine in, like fast food restaurant dine in. Like, I'm not talking about like Chili's or Applebee's or something like that. I'm talking about Dairy Queen, Wendy's, those types of restaurants, fast food. I've never, as much as I appreciate all of those people who work at those restaurants, I've never given tips to those places. And these kiosks that ask for tips, where are those tips going? Who are those tips going to? I don't understand that. Like, that makes no sense to me. Now, me as someone who doesn't drive and who needs to use like DoorDash and stuff, absolutely. If I'm ordering, let's say it's the beginning of the month and I'm ordering groceries, and let's say I order, for example, let's say my budget's $150 for groceries. If I order $150 for groceries, you damn right I'm probably going to give that DoorDash person something like a $20 or $30 tip, because I'm probably ordering at least 24 packs of Diet Coke. Those things are heavy as hell. I'm probably ordering at least 2 or 3 half gallons of milk. I'm ordering heavy stuff kind of thing. Like, yeah, I'm going to take care of the people that deliver to me. I'm going to take care, but this is something that is not that. This is not that kind of thing. This is a thing going in and ordering from a computer yourself. This is essentially self-service. This is not, oh, hey, pull up to the gas station and have the attendant pump your gas and then tip the attendant. That's not what this is. This is just thoughts.
So I used to work at Little Caesars, obviously, and we used to put out a tip jar, but it was separate. Like, it was like a
right
optional thing. It was like, do you feel like tipping us? I mean, there was a jar. It wasn't like,
yeah.
I do get sick of, after every transaction, something wants a tip, or something wants a donation, or something wants or there's something that's kind of unique that's coming up now, is there's multiple additional hidden taxes in certain places. Like where I live, you have your federal tax, your state tax, your city, sometimes there's county tax. You're talking 4 taxes there. Then there's a developer tax, because the developer owns the land that the buildings are on.
Yep.
And then there's also a capital improvement tax. So by the end of it, you're paying like 15-20% on taxes just to buy crap at the store.
Yeah.
And how we operate when we go to for like business oriented stuff and we have to buy food, the rule of thumb is, do you order your own, like go up and order your own food? And do they bring it to you? Because if the answer is you go up to a register and you physically order your food, no tip. If you go and it's a table where they come and they bring menus to you, and this doesn't count for buffets because buffets are a whole different animal.
Yep.
You pay first, then you sit down, then you tip according to if they do their job. There's the aspect of, did they come and bring menus to you and serve you food? If they do, then that is a tippable purchase.
Yep.
But if it's one where I physically, like, I go up to a register at McDonald's or Domino's or something, and they're like, would you like to round up? Would you like to tip? No. I came in, I bought my food. All you did was hand it to me over a counter. Like, if all of these businesses are asking to tip this much, they're not paying their employees enough.
Yeah.
Because they're essentially saying, in order to keep our prices low, we're going to offset the cost to you in a way that's not raising the prices, but we're making you feel bad on guilt and peer pressure to pay for our employees' wages because we're too cheap to do it.
Yeah.
So, like, where I work, we don't actually take tips. Like, we want Google reviews instead. We want, like, feedback. We want, things like that. Now, do some customers sometimes bring like food or something, or like buy them a drink, or like a Coke, or a Mountain Dew or something? Yeah, that does happen. But there's like, we try to give the employees like an actual benefit of working for us, like not
Right.
not like this. So yeah, I agree with this individual on Instagram that was like, why, when did every transaction start asking for a tip? So I in this regard, I do agree with him. I think that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It's and again, it would be different. Like you said, it would be different if it was going into Chili's or Applebee's or TGI Fridays or whatever, and you got to sit down and someone served you. That's different from going into McDonald's or whatever, like you already said. But just it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And then in this age of streaming, folks, 71 years later, after 1955 to 2026, we must say goodbye to Columbia House. Anybody still owe them a penny? So we have from CBS Evening News, Tony, I'm going to butcher his last name, DeCouple, basically said this: if you recognize this phrase, 8 CDs for a penny, I have generational news for you tonight. After 71 years and a transition from vinyl to tapes to CD, Columbia House is no more. They once had 16 million members, but streaming killed the mail order star. The last date for orders is September 15th, 2026. So yeah, Columbia House, the mail order vinyl, cassette, and CD thing that you would, you used to see this on late night TV, like, oh, call this phone number. You can get 8 CDs or 12 CDs or whatever for 1 cent. And they would have such hits as like, Daryl Hall and John Oates and AC/DC and Aerosmith and this, that, and the other thing. You can pick whatever you want, and it's only a penny. But what they don't tell you is you then have to buy like 2 CDs for, regular price, which are like, $7.99 and $8.99 each, kind of thing, to fulfill the contract. But yeah, Columbia House is shutting down the CD program after 71 years. Hey, 71 years in business. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Thoughts?
Yeah. I remember the commercials on all the time, or the ads, or just all of that. I'm actually genuinely surprised that they're still around, or were still around.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't even know they were still here. I thought that they were long gone.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know. It kind of died off. They like, I'm sure there was basically a thing about it that, you owed money, or you had something. Like, I can't see how this was like profitable other than like gouging people.
Well, so like I said, the thing was, the advertisement was, like I said, 8 CDs or 10 CDs or 12 CDs for a penny. You would get those, that first thing, you would pay your penny, but then part of the contract, part of the deal is you then have to buy 2 or 3 more at regular price. And that regular price was anywhere from $5.99 to $13.99 per disc. You would have to buy a minimum of something like 2 or 3 or 4 CDs to fulfill the contract. So that's where they would get you. Yeah, you still get the 8 CDs for a penny, but they would get you on, you have to buy additional ones at regular price in order to, and then they would get you on, because you're now a Columbia House member, you can be, it was like It was like Netflix DVDs through the mail, except you didn't have to return them. You actually bought the damn things. So, it was kind of like CD subscription through the mail, but it was you owned it kind of thing. And on the flip side of the Columbia House being no more, Spotify expands its AI push with a chat GPT like music assistant. Okay, so first of all, what I find absolutely hilarious about this is they expanded their AI capabilities with their services and whatever, but also there was a story a couple months ago where Spotify basically nixed and deleted like thousands of AI artists and music and everything else. So they got rid of all the AI music, but they're expanding their AI software and capabilities. So when I opened my computer this morning and I checked Spotify, and it opened up and it welcomed me to Studio by Spotify Labs. Generate new, deeply personalized content built around your life, taste, and ambitions. And it says install or next. And if you go to next, it says meet Kit, Kit, your production assistant. Kit can turn your calendar, inbox, bookmarks, anything you choose into audio. Kit works in the background so your morning brief is ready before your coffee. Topic explainer, content on your schedule, a fresh daily brief every morning, a podcast for your commute, a study guide before every lecture. Just describe what you'd like to hear and how often. No, don't, and stop. Okay, so here's my thing. I don't need a morning brief of an email, like all these newsletter things that are like, oh, would you like your news would you like all your news in a newsletter thing, or would you like all this in an email, would you like all this in this is another thing to me that's like, oh, would you like us to all combine this into a listenable thing that you can no, I don't. I want to be able to get up out of bed, get in the shower, have some breakfast, come out here to the computer, go on my computer and actually do the research myself and look for things myself and actually use my mother flippin' brain myself. I don't want to have the artificial intelligence just no. Like, I don't want to have a podcast made by Spotify that has combined all of my information from my computer that I have to now listen to it. I want to actually find the things on my own so I can find exactly what I want, because I know the AI is not going to find exactly what I need. Hell, half the time the Google search stuff with whatever specific search terms that I use sometimes can't find what I'm looking for. So I know the artificial intelligence isn't going to be able to do the right job. So why would I want this? And again, it says install, which means Studio by Spotify Labs is a separate thing I have to install on my computer. No. Why can't you make it a part of Spotify itself that I already have installed? No, don't, and stop. I'm done.
Yeah, so so a lot of websites actually utilize this type of technology as it is. Like, they have articles that are self-created into audio clips above them. A lot of media sites do it, a lot of review sites, a lot of stuff like that are mainstream. I've seen it. I've looked at the idea. Could I do it? Probably. But I like to work the reverse.
Yeah.
I would almost rather use AI to analyze the transcript, write a short article based off of the episode and link back to the episode
Yeah.
because I want them to listen to the episode.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I get they want it like all over the place. I do,
Yeah.
but I think that we're getting to this point where I don't know. I feel like it's just getting ridiculous at this point with the amount of AI that's incorporated into everything, the amount of work that they uh, the amount of work that they kind of put into everything. Like literally everything has AI built into it at this point. Literally everything.
Yep.
I like our web host and our
Yeah.
podcast host. Our podcast host has it for reasonable reasons, like transcribing.
Yeah.
Something a human doesn't want to do.
Yep.
So that I don't mind, but it's automated in that front. Like it's a literally a tool. It's not like, and they're very much about like human creators.
Yep.
And then I look at our web host and I can't go to, and this is the same with any CRM or product anymore, is like they have a dashboard, but it's an AI dashboard or an AI bot that wants to help you with crap. Or it's like, dude, I know my way around my web hosting. I don't need this AI bot to help me. The only time I've literally used the search, and then it, of course, uses the AI, kind of like Amazon. Like it uses their stupid Rufus AI
Yeah.
instead of just doing the search. Like I literally hit the search bar on the app for product, and then it brings up Rufus, and I'm like, I don't want your AI. I literally know what I'm looking for. So I guess that's kind of where I get irritated with some of this stuff. Plus, Spotify was in hot water recently anyway, and they're kind of backpedaling on it. Is they mentioned something to the degree of, and they've since shot it down, but I think it's more or less they got caught with their pants around their ankles, to put it lightly. They tested out a feature quotations, that they were going to allow you to skip ads on their
Oh.
platform. However, it's like they were going to let you skip like the dynamic ads or even host read ads, baked
Right.
in ads. And YouTube's playing around with this too, so it's not an exclusive thing because they want you to upload your feed to their platform. Like Spotify hosts podcasts now, YouTube hosts podcasts, like not just as a distribution panel like Apple
Yeah.
iTunes
Yep.
or Apple Podcasts. They physically actually host the files too. So they want you to serve ads from their ad platform.
Yeah.
And so what Spotify, somebody found this bug where it essentially allowed you to skip, like came up with a button that was like skip ad or host read ads and for baked in or dynamic ads, but allowed it to put a Spotify ad and you can't skip that.
Damn.
So I was like, oh, so that's fun. And so the entire podcast industry was up in arms, literally livid. And I was like, okay, I 100% with you guys here.
Yeah.
But it still was infuriating. It was like, okay, like, how are these people supposed to make a living on it? Like, I don't, but it's still the premise of, you know, being able to do so.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. The space that podcasting is going in right now is very difficult. And I truly wonder what like Todd Cochran or people like that would say if they, you know, like him, if he was still around, what he would say with the state of podcasting right now. I don't mind the AI stuff. Again, as a tool, I don't necessarily want it as like a replacement for somebody telling the news. It's like I have my dedicated places I check it, and I'm not lazy enough where I need my emails read to me.
Yeah.
It could be convenient at certain times, depending, but I don't. To me, it would just be more of a hassle because I'd have to switch between emails consistently.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm not a fan of it, but I guess to each their own. There is data that people just don't care to some degree,
Mm.
but there is a lot of AI backlash. From everything to artwork to creativity to things that normal people used to create.
Yeah.
So I'm of the mind of I would rather the creative stay creative and the administrative be the AI that facilitates things because people would rather be the creator.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. All right. The Power Rangers live action series is not moving forward at Disney Plus.
Yeah, this
The
was interesting.
Yeah. The project, written and executive produced by Percy Jackson and the Olympians, executive producers, showrunners Jonathan Steinberg and Dan Schatz, was set up for development at Disney Streamer about a year and a half ago. With sibling 20th Century Fox as the studio, it will not be going past the development stage. According to sources, the reasons for the pass are not so much creative than they are business, aka budget related. Mounting a high-end live-action superhero series of the caliber of Power Rangers is a major investment. The economics of such which are not as favorable when the streamer and or the producing studio did not own the IP, which is the case here. The Power Rangers brand is owned by Hasbro, which has been looking to get a live action series adaptation off the ground, with Netflix taking a crack at it several years ago. Okay, here's the thing. Yeah, Hasbro owns Power Rangers, but Hasbro teaming up with Disney, why wouldn't Hasbro give them that money to do this?
I think Hasbro basically wiped their hands of it after they ended the franchise. I think that this literally is them saying, "We'll license it to you, but we're not going to do any of the work. We're just going to own it."
Yeah,
like
sure.
they do for Transformers, and I mean they even outsourced the toy to Playmates, and fun enough, I've been added to their press list finally. So I'm excited about that. But I do like some of the stuff that's come out, like their Morpher. And this is the thing I love about licensing is if the original originator of it or the owner of the rights won't make something, especially when they're a toy company. Herbie doesn't like to make toys. But they licensed it to Playmates, and Playmates made them more affordable. They have options, and like they have the Zords, they have the Rangers with the flip heads, they have the the blaster that turns into the little dagger, they have the Morpher. The Morpher is actually affordable for kids and adults alike. Like I got a Morpher, my son bought it for me for Christmas, and I repainted it as a Master Morpher, but that's because I was never able to get one. But I have all 5 of the power coins, and they kind of were that dull plastic, and I spray painted them and I touched it all up. But for $15, it was well worth it. And Playmates is even doing, a master, like basically a legacy line, or like a Marvel Legends type of, more of a premium line of the Power Rangers coming up. And they're starting with the entire cast as Zeo, and they're dumping them all at once, which was a gripe with the Lightning Collection, where Hasbro would just dump random figures and they were not even correlated to the right series. And Playmates is like, nope, we're dropping everything all in one. Here you go. Enjoy. And I'm looking forward to the White Ranger stuff because as a kid, like that was my favorite. And so like I can own Saba, or I can own the Tiger Zord, so when it comes to the series, though, like the whole thing of it getting canceled because of, I mean, they're blaming it on like a Matt Damon series of similar origin. I honestly think it came down to a cost. Plus, Disney, you got to remember, used to own the rights at one point, and so they're like, yeah, we know what's involved with this. Yeah, I don't know, like.
I don't know either.
I just don't see it. I don't see it coming to fruition anytime soon. Now there was that, what was it, Ninja Kids or something?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. There was like this knockoff Power Rangers thing, and they did the MMPR, and they had them morphing into the characters, and they had Lord Zed and Goldar, and it actually looked pretty good for a American made thing, and then it wasn't actually allowed to be released at some point, and now it's like, I guess there's rights for it, and so now they can release it. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I don't know how well it's going to go, but it's still the idea of them trying to do this is going to be great. I wonder if we're getting an actual reboot or if they're going to live off nostalgia, or I really don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to find out what that's all about. But yeah, the Power Rangers series by the Percy Jackson people is not going forward at Disney, so that's that for that. And I just Robin Williams' Instagram account has been reactivated after 12 years. So this is what the announcement from Zach, Zelda, and Cody Williams says on the Instagram post. As we recognize what would be our dad's 75th year, we're grateful to see new generations discovering his work, while longtime fans continue to celebrate the joy he brought to their lives. As technology evolves, we want this to be a safe, trusted place where the stories, photos, videos, and memories shared reflect his legacy with authenticity, warmth, and care. This is our way of sharing his unique talent and humor with the world, including the moments that made us and so many of you laugh as we remember our dad's extraordinary life and work. He continues to inspire us and delight people all over the world. Now, what's funny about this is this came from TuneHive over on X. What TuneHive says in their post about this, because that's who shared the photo, Robin Williams' Instagram account has been reactivated after 12 years, which is what I put in the thing for our script. After that, this is what they say in the same post. His children revived the account to protect his legacy from being misused by AI. Nothing in their post that I just read said anything about AI misusing his account. If his account was deactivated, how is the artificial intelligence going to reactivate it and misuse it?
So, because it's an Instagram account,
Meta,
if you don't opt out, will use it for training data.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
So they keep, and a lot of these platforms are doing it. They're hiding the features in, and they're like, it was. I follow a lot of this stuff.
That's why I asked you the question.
So it's funny because the Twitch CPO responded to users asking why the new feature that allows Twitch to use live stream to train AI isn't opt-in. And he says, if it was opt-in, nobody would opt in. And because, people are like, why is it set to opt in to train AI automatically without permission? Yeah. And his response was, if it was opt in, nobody would opt in.
True. Sure.
And somebody was like, I firmly, one of the comments was like, I firmly believe this is the worst era of the internet, not even a contest. And it's like, I mean, he's not wrong. I think we're getting to that point where everything's kind of screwed, and it's like, do I care to continue this road? It's like, because we're all training AI and replacements and everything else at this point. It's like, come on, guys, like, can we not?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But that's really all I had for news. I had one more thing that was outside the news, really, but the NCIS New York teaser was finally dropped, and I'm so ready. October 6th can't get here fast enough. To hell with September. So that's all I got for news.
Yeah, I mean, I've been paying attention to some other stuff that's between technology stuff with Windows, the castings of X-Men, and like the D23 stuff. Been paying attention to some of the Marvel animated stuff with X-Men 97. I've been going back and kind of rewatching stuff. Like, I think I finished the new Batman, I think it's Cape Crusader.
Yeah.
I finished watching season 2 on Amazon recently. Not too bad. Although I feel like there was a lot more filler and throwaway in this season than there was in season 1.
Gotcha.
I literally watched the first 3 or 4 episodes. I skipped multiple and I watched the last 2 because a lot of it did not seem like it mattered, and I was betting my assumption on it before going in. I was like, I almost bet I don't need to watch any of this, just based on the description, the episode title, who was in it, where it was in the overarching storyline. And I skipped them and I continued watching, and I was right.
Right.
But it ended really well, but I'll
Right.
be interested to see where they go with it.
How do you feel? Because I haven't watched any of Cape Crusader, really. I've only seen the trailers. How do you feel about Hamish Linklater as the voice of Bruce Wayne Batman?
He definitely fits like a year one young Batman. Like, he doesn't fit like a Kevin Conroy, like he's been in it for years.
Okay.
So
do you think he has the potential to get there?
No. I don't think this show, the direction is ever going to go there, because like they changed Penguin to Oswalda Cobblepot. They've changed Harley Quinn's entire design origin, and they've changed multiple other characters pretty heavily in this one compared to the original Batman the Animated Series stuff. Most of them look nothing like their original characters. They've either been race swapped or gender swapped, or totally different design or different origin. Like, there's actual murder in this one. It's a totally different beast, but it shares the aesthetics of like later DCAU, like almost akin to a mixture of the animated series with the New Adventures style or Batman Beyond style. You get more of the late Justice League Unlimited kind of vibe with it, and like the Batman and Harley Quinn movie, kind of that vein type of stuff. That Doctor Strange short that they had when I believe it was when Dwayne McDuffie was alive, when they did the 75th anniversary of Batman.
Yep.
And they had the Batman Beyond clip, and then they had the Strange Days clip. The Strange Days clip is very on point for what Cape Crusader looks like and feels like.
Okay.
So I haven't disliked it. I've gone into it with an open mind despite all the changes. There's a lot of characters I don't care for, or their personas, or whatever. But I think that this edition ultimately will be one of those ones that people watch and they'll forget. I don't think it's going to stand the test of time that the 90s shows did, or like X-Men 97. But I don't think that's true for any show nowadays. I think they all kind of just, they show up, they fade away, they die. Like you never really care to watch them again or remember to watch them again. And I think that's kind of the way that modern television is going and modern streaming. And so I don't think that it would be one of those ones I would revisit maybe in like 5 to 7 years, but I don't think it's one that I'll just rush back to or like find an episode that I enjoy. Cause again, it's all serialized. And so there's nothing that's like a one-off anymore. And so in order to watch it, you have to watch everything that preceded it. And that I think is kind of the beauty of the 90s. Is in the 80s was you had the message in a bottle episodes of everything, and you would have the overarching story. But again, like the message in the bottle thing is kind of lost because everything's serialized. So I don't think this is going to stand the test of time, but I'm still watching cautiously optimistic, but it hasn't been renewed for season 3 either. So
yeah, and there was 2 years, well, there was a year between each season because the first season was 2024, second season was this year was 2026. So,
and that's what kills these shows too, is the fact that we don't have like it end in May or June and then it comes back in October.
Yeah. What I find interesting, and I might just watch this one episode just to see how this is, but you got Wednesday Addams as Catwoman, Christina Ricci. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's funny. But yeah. Oh.
Now there is one show that I've been watching recently that I feel like I'm eating a little bit of crow.
Uh-oh. You thought it was gonna suck, didn't you?
Oh, I thought it was going to suck hard. And
okay, wait. Before we get into that, first of all, we have to preface this just a little bit. We are 1 year away from it being the 20th. Oh God, yeah. 20 years since the Big Bang Theory first debuted. And since the Big Bang Theory ended, we've had young Sheldon and we have Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. Now, Stuart fails to save the universe. And you thought it was going to suck.
oh, I 100% thought it was going to suck. And I was like, I don't see how this is going to be any fun whatsoever. And then I've been watching and I'm like, okay, this is intriguing enough that I'm like, okay, where's this going?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pleasantly surprised every time a cameo shows up.
Yep.
And how they show up.
Yep.
In some regards, some of the characters, die.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what the goal is of the entire show is to find Sheldon Cooper, Leonard Hofstadter,
and Howard
Wolowitz. Like, that's the entire premise of this show.
Yep.
And so in that regard, I'm like, okay, like you got me, because like we've seen a number of high profile cameos of other characters show up, and even ones that you forgot were in the original show. And then you're like, oh yeah, remember they used to, be here in this show at this point. But it's been very different and fun at the same time, which I'm like, where's the next episode? Which doesn't happen often for me.
Yeah, exactly. The next episode will happen August 20th, 27th, September 3rd, 10th, 17th, and 24th. So this has 10 episodes for the first season. We're 4 episodes in. I am okay with Stuart, Bert, and Denise. I still don't like Kripke. I've never liked Like, I don't hate the character, but oh my god, sometimes he is the most annoying character, especially now that he's not up against the regular big, like he's not up against Sheldon. He's with this cast of characters. I'm just like, oh my god, like please stop. Um, but no, I had seen the trailers for the show and I'm like, oh cool. I think my favorite thing about this, besides all the funny stuff that happens in the show, every title is spoiler, and then something, whatever the like. Episode 1, spoiler, Gary dies. Episode 2, spoiler, Zach's in this one. I just think that's so cool. And I gotta say, first show in a long time that I have not hit. They literally tell us not to hit the skip titles button. The main titles in this are so cool. I absolutely like. I haven't wanted to actually watch a main title sequence on a show in probably 25 years. Like, actively pay attention to the main titles on a live action comedy show, because if you watch, like, especially after you watch the first episode, like you take the Big Bang Theory, it's the song, it's them. They very rarely changed it up in the 12 seasons, so it's the song. All you really have to do is just hear the song. You don't need to see what's going on the screen for that intro, because it's the same thing for 12 seasons pretty much. They didn't really change it up all that much. But this, oh man, I was like, literally, I'm sitting here like staring at my screen reading it was so cool, so fun. The first 4 episodes, absolutely loved them. I love the cast chemistry. I think the show has something for everybody. Like, you got technology episodes, you got like episode 3, Bert is magic. Like, that's the whole Harry Potter and all that stuff and everything else. It's the whole wizard world and whatever. And episode 4, Stuart makes a wallet. Like, like seeing Amy Farrah Fowler, and then I was like, oh wow, that's a completely different version of Amy. Yikes.
Penny or Raj.
Seeing Raj was crazy, but is just no. Stuart fails to save the universe might be one of the coolest comedies of this year.
I do have to agree. I'm quite surprised. And like I said, that doesn't happen. Like, it literally doesn't happen. Like, I'm one of those people that I don't really pick up new shows anymore. And I'm kind of like,
same.
Okay, like X-Men 97's done till next year. I'm watching Strange New Worlds. And that's almost done. And then there's this, and I'm like, okay, like, you got me. I'll continue watching. So, yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with it. I think so far I would give it probably like a 4 out of 10, just because there's a couple of annoying stuff, and Kripke's kind of annoying, but but I do genuinely enjoy it, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna watch it.
I mean,
I binged it, so
yeah, I binged it too. Like, literally, I sat here and watched all 4 at once. I was like, okay, I just need to keep. This is gonna be so stupid, but I'm gonna reference Clerks 2. Why are you staring at that? It's a donkey show. I can't look away. Like, literally, it was like the donkey show scene out of Clerks 2. Like, I just couldn't. And again, it was fun. It was funny. It was cool. It was interesting. It was like, oh, Stuart from another universe. And then Denise kept either following him, or it was a different Denise, or it was blah, 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 blah. And all these mysterious things kept happening. And yeah, Kripke was a little bit annoying. So blah, blah, blah. I would probably give it like a 3 out of 5 on our GCRN Universal Rating System scale, because it has room to grow. But overall, I'm very much enjoying it. I almost wish we saved this till next week so we could do a 5 and 5 review. But since this is only 4 episodes in, but so we could do half and half. But no, Stuart fails to save the universe. Like I said, it's one of the most fun and funny shows, at least that I've seen so far this year, out of the stuff that I've watched that has happened in 2026.
Yep. So I think that about rounds this episode out. I don't know about you.
I think so. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think there's anything else. No, I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's it.
Alrighty. So, thank you as always for listening to Altered Geek. What happens when you drink right before you speak. And you can comment on this episode on thegcrn.com. You can find the episode post there. You can also comment on our Discord channel and find it on any of your favorite podcatchers. So until next time, get altered, get geeky with the Altered Geeks.
From classic icons to new sci-fi dreams, with every episode we'll unravel the themes. Let's geek out and laugh, keep the spirits high. Together we'll journey, reaching for the sky. Join the discussion, let's dive into lore. From Star Trek to Transformers, we're ready to soar. Superheroes clash as we spark up the flame. Alter Geek Podcast, remember the name.